I wish I knew what he was looking at across there. He doesn't seem too phased about it, especially now he's getting even more comfortable. But he was peering out in that direction for quite a long time. I'm just going to try and creep forward ever so slightly. He's completely relaxed with us, so it's not an issue. And it will just improve the view slightly. The vista behind this leopard. And I wonder now if we can see this crested barbet from our changed position. We can still hear it calling. But it sounds to be... Where are you hiding? Oh, this is frustrating. It's right here, meters from us. Calling, but sadly we can't show you any of that. I wonder if this crested barbet's letting off this call because it's not happy that there's a leopard in its tree. It could well be. It could very well be the reason why it is calling so persistently. Having said that, that hasn't been calling the whole morning though, and the leopard has been here the whole morning that we've been with this leopard, so who knows exactly what's going on. But it certainly is calling rather intensely. A very nice question through from Jeffrey in Texas. Well, he's asking whether leopards will jump down onto prey from a tree like this, and they certainly will. There's been several different clips captured of leopards jumping down onto prey, and the most recent one I saw was really incredible. The leopard must have jumped down about 8 or 9 meters. There's a photographic sequence of it literally coming down from this tree, and like I say, 8 or 9 meters, very high, and it was coming down vertically, nose first, tail directly above its nose, absolutely vertical, plummeting straight down onto an impala. So they do it. They do certainly do it. And who knows, if something may walk past this tree, the leopard may jump down onto it. It hasn't been something that I've ever seen live, but it certainly does happen. So, good question. And again, it just goes to show how they do take whatever opportunities they can get, these animals, to feed themselves. I've got a good feeling about him getting up, folks. I really do. That yawn that he let out earlier was also a good indicating sign to me that he could well become active again shortly. other footage I saw of a leopard jumping out of a tree, I've only seen two different actual clips. One was in Botswana, the most recent one, when the leopard jumped down about 8 meters. But another one was filmed in the Sabi Sands, and it was a leopard that did jump. Oh, big yawn. It was from a leopard that lived in the Sabi Sands and also enjoyed spending time up marula trees. Again, folks, these yawns are good signs that this leopard is going to get up and move. Maybe it wants to go down for a drink at Vuyatela Dam, who knows? Either way, I think he's going to be getting up in the next few minutes. Just got a question through from Blair, morning Blair, asking how high up in the tree is quarantine, and what Romeo's going to do now is just pan around and give you a better idea of how high it is up the tree. And it's not very high, as you can tell, and a very, very easy marula to climb. Usually the trunk isn't nearly as angular as this one is. So one of the easier marulas this leopard will climb in its life, and not very high, but marulas typically do start forking out at about this height, at around 2.5, 3 meters to 4 meters. The canopy starts to spread open. It really is such a beautiful tree and setting, and that is why I am taking so many pictures that you can hear snapping off. And if any of you would like to see the pictures that I do take, your best bet would probably be my Facebook page, Scott Dyson Safaris. So follow there if you would like to see the end result of the pictures I'm snapping off here, and of my other adventures along the way. Simply leucistic. So leucistic is a palagine. That was a marula fruit that just dropped. I'm not sure if you heard that thud, and that's why he opened his eyes there. Leucistic would cause them to be a very pale white color, but not albino. Albino would have a different pigment, and you typically don't get albinos in a natural environment like this. In captive breeding, that would be more likely. But the leucistic gene is a white gene, causing them to be paler in color. They're not completely white. Their rosettes that you can see, which are black now, become a paler, very light brown. And their general... What has he heard? Something's certainly getting his attention. I'm not sure what it is, but it certainly is getting his attention. And now his attention's on us. But now, sorry Dave, back to your question. The leucistic gene causes them to be a paler form, a paler shade, whereas the melanistic gene causes them to become black in color. And again, you can still see the rosettes vaguely, especially in sunlight on black leopards. And you do get both in South Africa and throughout Africa, leucistic and melanistic leopards. There's certain areas where you are more likely to see them. Leopard in South Africa, black leopard. but again, not in areas where commercial lodges have been operating for long, and therefore they are not habituated and are very seldom seen. Wouldn't it be nice to know what's going through this leopard's head today, folks? I've once in my life seen 5 leopards in a sighting, and that was also quite an interesting story. It was a female with 2 cubs of about 4 or 5 months old at this stage, 1 male, 1 female. Her 2-year-old son that's lingering around much like quarantine is. So that's 4 of them, plus their father, 5. So a father, a mother, and 2 different generations of leopards in one sighting was one of my craziest leopard sightings. Or whether she lost another cub on another property. We heard a message that she had, and now we're hearing conflicting messages that we didn't. Either way, we can confirm that she certainly lost 1 cub to hyena, and any other cubs that she may have had, which she in all likely did have, possibly a second and a third, were also killed by something else. So sadly this time around she lost all of her cubs, and it's the first time she has lost all of her cubs. She has had an exceptionally good strike rate with raising cubs up to date, and she's raised 7 out of 8 successfully. A mother and a father, we could have potentially seen all 6 together, which would have been magical. A question from Ginny from Virginia. Good morning, Ginny. And Ginny's asking how the different seasons affect hunting habits. Now, to give you an idea of the effect the seasons have on the vegetation, summer is lush and green with strong chances of rain. Look at this go-away bird freaking out here in the tree. Look at this go-away bird getting really excited about the leopard it's just found. It's been sitting in this tree for quite a while now, but it's taken a while for it to start doing this frantic dance around, which has already attracted more go-away birds into the tree. And here's the crested barbets. 2 of them, actually. Their nest is probably nearby in this tree here, probably coming out of that dead log, and we've just seen them jump out. So have you got them there, Romeo? Oh, there it is. You got it there. There's the crested barbets, but it's all of these birds are getting a bit hyped up now by one another. And fair enough, there's a leopard lying in the tree that in all likelihood these crested barbets are probably nesting in that branch that it's just landed on, because it is dead and hollow. So let's watch closely. Such pretty birds, the crested barbets. Let's watch if the hole's not on the other side of that dead branch. Look at the leopard looking up at it. That's awesome. Now the leopard's watching them. Sorry folks, it's all happening here all of a sudden. These birds are getting worked up. It might get the leopard worked up. There you can see the go-away bird in the top and the leopard in the bottom. That's awesome. So he's just changed back into the position that he was initially in. Or we could potentially just go for a drive and have a look. Let's go for a drive and have a look what's going on.